Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to JenHannagans. Jen is Jen. I am Hannah. We are two best friends that are always up to something. Like my elephants. I don't know if you can see, but there's at least 4 in this shot. It should be a thing. Count the elephants in all of my videos. Water. Okay. Let's talk about planning for success when your family isn't on plan. If you watched mine and Jen's most recent video, it was a talkie video about, what did we title that? Anyway, it's talking about, putting food in its place. I couldn't remember the title. Go me. Putting food in its place. And in that video, I said that it may be counterintuitive, but I think about food less now, and food has less control over my life now than it did when I was 500 pounds. If you are new here, when I started actually trying to lose weight and being successful this time around, I was over 500 pounds. I don't know how much over 500 pounds I was because I didn't get on a scale at my highest, but I know I was over 500. So I have currently lost between 150 to 160 pounds. Most of that has been on WW, some version of their plan. Jen and I together have lost over 230 pounds. It's been almost 3 years that we've been doing this, and if you know, the last couple of years have been so insane in our world that I didn't lose weight in the last 18 months. I maintained weight loss. I am losing again. So that's the plan for 2022. But how do you plan for success when your family isn't on plan? This is an excuse I used in the past. I can't plan for good meals because my family doesn't follow the same diet. They eat different things. I'm not cooking different meals. I hear a lot of people say this. A lot of times someone will say this, like if you're a mom, that they don't want to cook separate meals for them and their family. Jen is a mom of 6 kids. Her husband is not on a diet either. So her family isn't on plan. My family is a house of 3 adults. My parents and I live together for many, many reasons, but health is a major one of those. Their health, not mine. I'm in good health, surprisingly. But I am on WW personal points now. Dad isn't currently tracking. I'm trying to get him back on it, but he's not following a plan per se, but Dad is diabetic. Mom isn't on a plan. She loosely follows calorie counting, but not really. I don't know how much she actually tracks because we prepare all of her food for her for the most part. But Mom has, when I was in high school, she had breast cancer. She went through chemo and radiation. She is many years out from that. I'm not going to say how many because that makes me feel so old. But she's also, a couple years ago, had 1 kidney removed because of a tumor on the kidney. And she has CML, which is chronic myeloid leukemia. Her numbers are amazing with that, but she is on medication for that. All of those things, chemo and radiation changed her taste buds. Her medicine changes her taste buds and also gives her intolerance to some food. So Mom is the pickiest eater, I would say, because there are just some things she cannot have and some things she cannot tolerate. So when you're like me on a diet, actively trying to lose weight, we all live in the same house. We do our grocery shopping together. And we plan for 1 meal a day really together. What has worked the best for me and my family is to meal plan. And when I say I think less about food now than I did before, it's very true. I used to I'd eat a meal and I think, what am I going to eat next? And I would be consumed with the thought of what's the next meal I'm going to eat. Now I spend one day thinking about food and then don't really have to think about it for the rest of the week. Take a sip of water whenever I do. I am getting over sinus, cold, whatever. So not COVID, at least not according to the test. So my voice may go out, so I may be drinking a lot. Anyway, so we plan for one meal a day is what we do. And that's our biggest meal of the day. And this last week, we adjusted back to what we did for a while, which is our biggest meal is in the early afternoon, our lunch, because nights I'm normally gone. After I get off work, I'm at Jen's or at church for Bible study or out doing grocery shopping. So our big meal is currently lunch. So together, we sit down and make a meal plan. This is what that looks like currently. Sometimes it's on a whiteboard. Sometimes, oh, look, there's my ring light. And there's my overhead light. And there's one without. Anyway. This, excuse me. We plan our big meal of the day. And then I can know how many points I'm going to use for that meal. So I can plan my breakfast and my evening meal and my snacks around that. Hold, please. So for instance, one day we're going to have biscuits and gravy. Biscuits and gravy is going to be a high point meal. 2 biscuits is probably going to be about 9 points. It's probably about a 15-point meal, the biscuits and gravy. When I do it, I will add eggs, so that'll give me some protein. But I know that the rest of that day, I need to have a lower point breakfast. One sec. Back. I need to have a lower point breakfast. Also needs to be a lighter breakfast because biscuits and gravy is a heavy meal to have in the middle of the day. And then dinner needs to be vegetable based. We're going to have taco pie one day. Taco pie is made with Olay wraps. One of the ways I control points when I'm doing meals for the family is all of our ground beef is now like 90-10 ground beef split with the leanest turkey breast I can get. Turkey breast for me is 0 points. So a pound of meat per recipe goes from being a pound of beef that I have to count those points and calculate points based off of to half a pound of beef, half a pound of turkey. That cuts the points. But anyway, taco pie is Olay wraps and it's fat-free refried beans, 0 points. Queso, which is low points. Salsa, which is 0 points. And beef. That's a taco pie, depending on the serving size, is probably 8 or 9 points, which is a really good thing. I'll probably have corn with it, which is also 0 points for me. So I can have a higher point dinner if I need to. Tater tot casserole is a high point thing. So you see what I'm getting at here? One day we're having spaghetti squash. That's 0 points. With a 0 point marinara and a low point beef and turkey meat option, I can have some bread with that if I want. I can have higher point days, higher point breakfast, higher point dinner. Chicken pot pie soup and biscuits, that's going to be moderate points. Roast vegetables and sausage, that's going to be pretty low point. So I plan our main meals. These are the big meals. It's something that all of us enjoy, all of us like. I can figure out the points and then I can make the rest of my day work around that. Then I get a grocery list based off of our meal plan, go to the grocery store and get everything ready for it. This is the way that I have found that works best for me for making this whole lifestyle thing work when the rest of my family doesn't follow the same dietary needs that I do. It works for everyone. So instead of cooking 3 separate breakfasts, 3 lunches, 3 dinners, we all eat the same main meal and then we adjust everything else. Now, if you have kids and you have to adjust for kids, you can do the same thing. You can plan your supper to be something that works within your points, but everyone likes. And you can do the same thing with lunch and with breakfast. Jen does it differently. Sometimes she does eat separate from everyone else in her family. She's got a big family, so sometimes she has to cook different things for different people. I don't know how else she does it, but this is a way that works for me. The majority of my weight loss occurred while I was planning meals in this fashion. So I can plan my entire week now based on this meal plan. I know what my high point things are going to be, and I can adjust everything else around that. So this is how I've lost 150 pounds, planning the main meal, and everything else goes around that. My parents have also both lost weight while I've done this, because I have made adjustments. That's the dog at the door. She doesn't like being closed out. So I hope this helped you. If you like this video, like and share it. Share it with somebody you know who has a family that isn't on the same plan as them and may need this to help them. Share it, subscribe if you haven't. We are trying to grow this channel. That's kind of weird to say, but we are, because Jen and I both feel like we have a good story and can help some people, and that's what we want to do. We want to help you. So like, subscribe, do all those things. Comment down below if you have a family that's not on plan, what are some of your tips and tricks? Because I am always looking for ways to make this more effective. So let me know. Love you. Bye. Okay, after the beep moment or whatever, I should have looked at my notes. There was one thing that I wanted to say. This is next week's plan. This week's plan was different. We had chili. We had chicken and dumplings. We had taco pie was on there, but it turned into taco salad because I didn't have all the ingredients. But the other thing I wanted to say is, whenever you're doing a plan like this, plan for the leftovers. So when we have chili, we don't make just 3 servings of chili. We make a pot of chili. So I automatically plan for the leftovers of that chili. Anytime I have chili, 2 days later, we will have chili dog cornbread bake, which is the chili with hot dogs cut up in it and cornbread cooked on top of it. It's delicious, and it gets rid of the leftovers. And if you plan that way, you don't end up wasting a lot of food. This menu doesn't have a lot of leftover meals, because leftover taco pie and leftover tater tot casserole will be things that we use for our dinners. Since we're eating those for lunch, we'll have leftovers for supper on the nights we need it. But what will happen with this is I will cook ground beef one time, and then we will have the beef we need for the taco pie, for the tater tot casserole, and for the spaghetti squash. So if you are planning a meal like this, if you plan for something that you know you're going to have leftovers of, plan ways to use those leftovers. And in my family, the best way to do that is to turn it into something different. We will make a huge pot of chili. If we then turn that into chili dogs, that's going to get really kind of outrageous as far as points go, and we won't just keep eating bowls of chili. Personally, my family, we don't typically do that. So turning those leftovers into something different, like turning chili dogs into, or chili into a chili bake of some sort, works great. Anyway, now I'm done. Bye. For real this time.